Hello, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about one of the most famous Roblox studios to ever exist. Big Games, Pets, or just Big Games. Now in total, all of the groups have almost 45 million members, and the main groups are Big Games Experiments, Big Games Pets, and Big Games. Big Games Pets has 28 million, the biggest group on Roblox, and the others have 10 and 2 million. And yeah, a lot of people know Big Games for their series like Pet Simulator, Paint, like Big Paintball, My Restaurant, all those games. We all know Big Games for making the games that we played during COVID, or even last year or the year before that. But what really happened to Big Games? Big Games hasn't really been as active lately. And Big Games is sort of, their games are kind of dying. If you go onto Rollamons and check the active players on all their games, it's only around 50,000. And for a studio that has around 12 billion visits in total and 28 million members, that is horrible. But why? Why did Big Games have a downfall? And what is their downfall? Let's get into it. Now, yeah, Big Games started out back in 2019. Fresh idea. A game where you open eggs, you get pets, you make money. Basic Simulator. The final boss of Simulator is basically what they were. They were like the final boss. They were the most popular. And yeah, people loved it. All the YouTubers were playing it. Dan TDM, Creekcraft, every YouTuber would play this game. Everyone loved Pet Simulator. But here's the thing. It wasn't that addictive, really. I mean, yeah, if you played it for a bit, it was fun. But after a while, Pet Simulator kind of got boring. And by 2021, people had kind of abandoned the game. Or no, 2020. People had kind of abandoned the main game. And yeah, that made the developers kind of annoyed. They didn't like how their game died so fast. So they had an idea. Make a new game. They simply just took everything from the first game, slapped a new name, and a new sort of animation style, and bam, Pet Simulator 2. Except the game did horrible. The game barely reached any milestones. Its peak player count is pretty low, and on average it only has around 2 to 40 players. And yeah, it was a flop. At launch it did okay, but it really didn't survive more than like a few weeks. And that caused the devs to get even more annoyed. So they took a break. And nobody heard from them. No one heard. Until 2021, when they had a bright idea. They took everything they had done before, but monetize it even more. You see, Big Games has always been pay to win. All their games have elements where you spend Robux to get better, but it wasn't to the extreme. It was, yeah, you get a better, but it wasn't so like the more, like so much Robux will make you so much better. Big Games had an idea. Let's just make our game pay to win. And bam, they did that. When Pet Simulator X dropped, each egg cost 400 Robux. And the lowest chance was a Titanic with a 0.001. You know how much Robux you'd have to spend to get that? You'd have to spend like a ridiculous amount. That is just crazy that the devs were actually allowed to do this. Actually, it's not 0.001. It's just 0.1. But that's still like 4 million Robux. No, 400,000. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. 400,000 Robux. Which, by the way, guys, that's like 4,000 real dollars. So you're spending 4,000 real dollars for something in a virtual game, and the game's probably gonna die soon. However, people didn't care. People loved the game. Pet Simulator X had a peak player count of 1 million. Whenever they updated, they would crash the site. They got to 1 million, 1.1 million, 900,000. They were getting insane numbers at the time. People thought this game would never stop, and it didn't stop. Until 2022, the game started to sort of fall off. You see, the game wasn't doing as well. People got bored, like all the other games. And if the developers abandoned it now, people would get mad. Oh, come on! Don't abandon the game. But they didn't care. They did. Their game wasn't making enough money, so they abandoned it. So, they spent the next year and a half cooking on another pay-to-win monetized game. Yeah, they were not cooking. They were just taking everything from the last game, making the economy a bit better, and like slapping even more monetization. Pet Simulator 99 has to be the most monetized game I've ever played in the history of Roblox. It is so pay to win that you can't even go 1 minute without like seeing a pop-up or something. And yeah, that's why a lot of people didn't like it. They still played it though. Like a bunch of people spent Robux on it, and yeah, in late 2023 the game launched, and it was like crashing Roblox. It had a peak player count of 700,000. Insane. Sure, not as good as Pet Simulator X, but you know, it's still good. But you know, over time, once again, the game just got boring. People stopped playing, you know, nobody really was having fun with it. And yeah, people just generally didn't like the game. They were like, I don't want to play it anymore. And yeah, so a lot of people quit, and by the start of 2025, the game had fully lost 90% of its player base. It used to average around 140,000. And then it started averaging like 20, 30, sometimes like 10,000. It was not good. And yeah, the game slowly stopped updating. It went from weekly updates to every 2 weeks to every 3 weeks to every month, and just no updates at all. In August, they confirmed they're shutting down and no more updates. Preston left Big Games. Yeah, the dev final boss left Big Games. And yeah, people were mixed feelings. Some people said our childhood is gone, while others said, yay, no more monetization simulators. Honestly, I'm in between. Pet Simulator, part of it was my childhood. I played a lot of Pet Simulator X when I was younger, and a lot of Pet Simulator like the normal when I was also younger. But part of me also kind of doesn't like the game, like especially 99, because of how monetized it is. But like Pet Simulator 1 isn't as monetized as the other games. I think it's the least pay to win. Because yeah, spending Robux is bad, but you know, it doesn't like require you. You can still get good without it. But in the newer games, really, it's just pay to win. Even then, Pet Simulator 1 is still pretty pay to win. Like 71,000 Robux for all your pets to be there for 3 days. That's $700 for a couple of virtual things to follow you around for 3 days. And you're not even going to play for like more than like 5 hours for 3 days. I don't know. But like, it's generally just so stupid and pay to win. And like, part of me is sad, but the rest of me just really doesn't care. And yeah, the community was mixed about it. A lot of people said, oh man. Some people were like, oh, great. And I'm honestly on the great side. Yeah, I'm being serious. It's actually kind of great because the games are not fun anymore. It really doesn't matter. Like, if you like big games, that's fine, but it just sucks now. And yeah, because of that, people just thought, oh, big games are never coming back. And a lot of people left the group. 1 million people left Big Games Pets. Yeah, Big Games became the third biggest Roblox group for like a few weeks. Or no, a few months. 2 months, they had 27.2 million. And they used to have 28.3 million. That's not good. Scriptobloxian and the Blue Lock Rivals unofficial fans were both bigger than them. And yeah, people thought Big Games gone forever. But no, Big Games came back. And they're not doing good. They're still doing just as bad. In fact, if anything, big games might be doing worse. And really, generally, Big Games is never going to come back. Like, all their games, like, their player counts are divided in, like, half. Like, Pet Simulator X hasn't had over 5,000 players for, like, over 6 months. All their games are just dying. And in general, Big Games will never come back. Even after attempt at brain rot games will steal a pet, it's not going to work. Like, Catch an Egg, that's not going to work. All those games, not going to work. And, yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please tell me. And if you really did enjoy this video, please also consider liking and subscribing. Not forcing, but if you did like it and enjoy it, then please do. Anyways, hopefully you had a good day. Peace out.